All right. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use CapCut. Right, CapCut is an editing software that's made available on Android, iPhones, desktop. We use this app to edit, and I recommend it to beginners and newbies because it is easy to use. The user interface is quite easy to understand and to use. So let's get into it. So at the bottom side, you can see edit, you can see templates, you can see AI labs, you can see projects, you can see me. Now in edits, we have all the features we could use for editing. We have auto cuts, retouch, AI generator, all those features. Then above it, we have the plus, which is basically how to add a new video. For us to start editing a new video, you tap on the plus to edit a new video, or we tap on edit photo to edit a picture. Then we move to templates. Templates basically presets. Yeah, it's like a preset of an already edited video that you can use to edit your own video. So you could just tap on the template and click on use template, and whatever video you click on the videos you want to add, and then it's automatically going to use this template for you. Let me just see if I can do something. Let me see. This is too long. Perhaps. Let me see. You can see that it has used on the other particular video has been applied. So this is how to use templates. Go to AI Lab. AI Lab is basically using prompts to create a video. I do not use AI to make videos, so I will not particularly throw too much light on this. This is something you're going to explore your own. Projects is where all your projects, the videos you've already edited are. And me, this is where you run your subscription. I run a pro subscription package. I think it costs 14,000 now. That's basically 15,000 naira a month to subscribe. Yeah, so this is a pro plan. There are other plans, but I don't think they're going to show me because I'm already running a pro plan. So let's get into the editing of the video. So we tap on the new video plus new video. We're going to select the clips you want to use to edit the video. Have random clips that I have from an explanation I made in my previous video. So I'm just going to use these clips, right? So basically what I did, sorry for not showing you guys. Hold on. So basically what I did is you tap on the videos you want, you select the videos you want to edit, and you click on what? Add. You could also go here and select the photos you want to edit, and you click what? Add. Now if you add them, they'll show they'll show you this interface where you have, by the bottom side, you have edit, you have audio, you have text, you have effects, you have overlay, you have captions, you have filters, you have adjust, and so on and so forth, right? So edits, the first one, is basically giving you a further advanced breakdown of the clip you want to edit. It's giving you, okay, we want to select this particular clip, let's edit this clip further, right? So if you select a clip, we can split it. You can see at the bottom, I'm explaining the bottom side. At the bottom here, we can split, which basically cuts the video into two or into any amount you want. You just split the video at a particular point you want to split it. So it creates a before, or at the left hand side of the video and right hand side of the video, right? So you can split it. You can reduce and increase the volume. Then you could add animations like zoom in, zoom out, and so on and so forth. Animations are basically just like anime. You know what animations are. So you just effects that you add, movements of the video clip. These are just things you add to spice up your video. There are many animations you can try out here, right? Okay, you can try in, that's the intro of the video. You can try out, that's the outro of the video, right? And then you can also use a combo to like combine so that the video will just be having certain movements in between, right? But okay, yeah, so we have effects. Now effects, we have video effects, we have body effects, we have photo effects too. Now, if you look at video effects, we can see multiple kinds of effects. Okay, let me use this effect, right? This vignette green. If we add the vignette green, we can see that this particular clip that we selected, right, the particular clip that we selected to edit is now going to look different from other clips that are in the that we are trying to edit, because this particular clip individually selectively have added a different filter or different effects to. Let me look for a more conspicuous effects, or something more conspicuous. Oh yeah, let's use this. All right, so you can see that this video is looking different from other videos, right? This is how it's supposed to be, but it now looks different because of the effects. You could also add body effects. Body effects are basically like body effects, lines. Like let's see something like this. I don't think this one will show. Oh, there aren't enough detail. I don't have enough body in the scene, so it's not really going to. It doesn't really have much to work with other than my hand, so it might not really show. But on your, okay, let me see if this one works. But on your own, if you shoot a clip and you have more body movement, you have like a full body shot in that particular clip, you could use body effects, right? So we also have, hold on, I think I added an effect in deliberately. So this is an effect. You can see the effect is showing on the video, right? Now we could also use, or you could delete, you could use AI video. I do not make use of that. We could increase the speed, right? Now when we are working on the speed, there's what we call a speed ramp. But before you get to speed ramp, maybe you can adjust the normal speed, right? Make it faster or make it slower. You could change the pitch of the audio. Obviously, when you increase the speed of something, the pitch of the audio changes too, right? When you reduce the speed, the pitch also changes. So you could also use curve to like run a speed ramp. What do I mean by a speed ramp? So basically, you can choose parts of the video that will be fast and parts of the video that will be slow. You could use the one that was already selected for us. You can see that some parts of the video are slow, some parts of the video are fast. You could also edit it yourself, right? You could make the beginning part to be fast, right? The middle part to be basic, the ending part to be fast again, or rather you can just tweak it however you want, and you get something like this. You see, so you can basically just tweak your settings in any way you want, so that you will favor you, right? So there are many other curve settings you could use to speed ramp your video. Velocity effects, I do not particularly use this, but you could use it to use like it's just an effect you could add to your videos too. All right, so it's taking a while, so we'll just move on to the next thing. Move on to the next thing, which is beats. So beats is basically you adding a beat, right? You adding a mark, right, where you want to place something. Let's say, for example, you want to have a beat drop, or you want to have your music start somewhere in the video, and you do not know how to mark out the area or the points, the exact points in the video where you want to add that particular effect or music or so whatever. So you just use this to add a beat there, so that when you now look at the video, you will see. When I look at the video, you will see the beats. You see the beats. You can see the yellow dot here. You can see the yellow dot at the bottom, like this place that we have the rectangle, where the video clip is. You can see the yellow dot. It's not too visible, but you can see right here, and that's the bit we added. So we can choose to, if you want to add a sound and you want the sound to start from that particular point, you just add your sound and let it start from that particular point, right? So we could also crop the video. We have the video resolution and cropping are different things. The resolution, we are going to get to resolution. not resolution, sorry, the aspect ratio rather. The aspect ratio and the cropping are different things. So you could change the aspect ratio, and you could change the aspect ratio of the entire video, but not change the aspect ratio of one clip, right? So this is remember, we're working on one clip here. This is the clip we're working on, the first clip. We haven't gotten to any other clip. So whatever we're doing now is personalized to this individual clip, right? So if you're cropping it, we are cropping just this clip and not the entire video, right? So let's just crop, just see. All right, so we cropped this. So you can see that the clip now is now in a like 4:3 kind of aspect ratio. It's no longer a full screenshot, but the video itself, the full video itself is still a full, it's still a full a full length shot. You can see that the rest of the video is still full length, but one clip is no longer full length, right? If you want to change the entire length of the video or the entire aspect ratio of the video, this is where you're going to change it. At the bottom side by the right, click on aspect ratio. You can now adjust the aspect ratio of the video entirely, and every other video clip is going to adjust to match the aspect ratio that you change it to. Let's try something. So if I use 4:3, you can now see that this video that was full screen before is no longer full screen. It's now in kind of like a rectangular form. Landscape is now using like a 4:3 aspect ratio, right? But if I take this back to the original, it returns to where it was, and the individual clip is still not full screen because I changed it individually, right? So we have seen cropping. We can duplicate it. So just, you know what duplicate means, just to add another clip. You could replace it. So tap on replace, that will show you the opportunity to use another video to replace it. That video that you're using to replace it will have the same duration, or it will be cropped into the same duration. That's why I usually use replace when I'm trying to adjust clips instead of just adding another clip, because if you add another clip, you have to manually resize the clip and everything. But if I've already done my editing on this clip, I've already cut this clip into the duration I want, I could just replace it with another clip and it will maintain that same duration, so it will not ruin the length of my video, right? So we could also use overlay. uh Overlay in this particular context means to turn this main track, this particular video track, this video clip, I'm going to turn it into an overlay. What is an overlay? Overlay is basically like the name overlay. It is an over layout, right? It is like a layout of a clip that is placed over another clip, right? So let me say I have this particular video now. I have this clip, is a full video. I can overlay this. I can turn this video now, this main track video, into an overlay, and now it is now above this video. It's no longer a full video of its own. It is now a video that is playing above this one, right? So one can add multiple overlay clips. And okay, let's try something. Let me duplicate this. You can see some of those CapCut edits where you have clips of multiple you have multiple clips on the screen at the same time, right? Some of them are done, or all of them are done with overlay. So you have something like this, duplicates. We have something like this. I'm just trying to explain something. So if I was working with a beat now and I have like 3 beats, maybe I'm listening to a song and then I have like boom, 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 and I want to have 3 video clips appear individually and collectively with the beats, right? So I'm going to have, for example, boom, boom, boom. So I'm going to bring this one down. So we're now going to have, right? So we have boom, boom, boom. Now we have the main track behind it. Remember, we have the main track behind it. It's still playing. I did not remove this main track, and we now have 3 extra clips on the same screen, and the main track is still behind. It creates a kind of interesting, it is a very interesting kind of concept. And the reason why I like it is because at the end of the day, all the clips still remain on the screen until you want them to leave, right? You can see that all the clips remain on the screen until you want them to leave, right? So this is basically how the overlay works. Now we could also look at adjust Now this adjust is where we tweak the brightness, we could tweak the contrast, tweak the saturation. Saturation is how bright, how colorful, right? How colorful or colorless your video is. So if I increase saturation, it's more colorful. If I reduce it, it's basically less colorful or not colorful at all. So the contrast is basically the difference between the bright and light colors, right? So if you're contrasting the dark, if you increase the contrast, the dark colors will get darker and the bright colors will get brighter. That's basically how contrast works. It darkens the dark colors and lightens the bright colors. So it gives a kind of it gives a kind of pop, right? It gives a kind of pop to the to the to the video. So we have brilliance. Brilliance is basically the how clear your video looks in terms of coloring, right? Sometimes it makes the video brighter depending on how the video is, or you can make it less bright and more colorful. If you reduce it, it makes it more colorful. If you reduce it, makes it brighter. Sharpness is sharpness, obviously how sharp the video is. Clarity is how clear the video is. HSL is basically hue, saturation, and luminance. Now, luminance is basically lightness. That's why you can see lightness here. So what it does is it picks a particular color in your video. You can see we selected red. Where can we find the red color in this video? The bullseye text that is on my frame. So if we pick a particular color in HSL, we can desaturate that color alone. You can see that my hand is still colorful, but check that red text is now black. It's no longer red, right? I can desaturate a particular color and I can change the color to a brighter color, a brighter shade of that color. You can see the red. You can see the red has changed from the basic red it was, and it's now a darker shade of red. You can see how I'm tweaking the color of the red, right? You could also choose a different color. This is most likely going to affect my skin color. I can increase it, I can reduce it. You can see that my skin is now black, but the red is still visibly red, right? So that's how HSL works. You just tweak it in the ways you want. Graph is giving color grading. How do I explain color grading? You will not understand color grading basically, but what it does is it takes the general cover color of the video and it tweaks it, right? So if you want the video to be more reddish, right, you increase it. If you want it to be red, it's like if you want it to be red and bright, right? If you want it to be red and dark, if you want it to be greenish and light, greenish and dark, right? This you just basically play, you just the graph, you just play around with it, right? So we have highlights. Highlights is the amount of lights in the video. You can reduce the lights, you could increase the lights. Shadows is the amount of shadow, the darkness in the video. So you could reduce it, you could increase it, you could reduce it, you could increase it. That's the dark parts of the video. Then we have whites, which is basically whites. You can increase it, you can reduce it. Blacks, temperature, hue. We have fade if you want to fade the video, and we have vignettes, which is basically the dark or bright edges of your video. Then we have green, right? So this is how you use your adjust tool. So we leave the adjust tool. Okay, well, inside the adjust tool we have filter. We have filter individually here too, but let's just look at filter. So filter is basically the filters you could add to your videos. These are like movie scene filters, like colors you could add to your video to make them pop. And you could just select any filter you want. Right, you have modifier, you have different filters, so you just select any filter you want and make use of it, right? So we also have video quality. You could enhance the quality of the video, you can enhance the HD, you could stabilize it, add optical flow, and so on and so forth. Now we move to retouch. Personally, I don't use retouch, but you could just adjust the face, body, and hair of the subject if you have a full body in the frame. Then we also have quality video quality. Sorry, we've talked about that. We have remove background. You could use auto removal, which is just going to remove it automatically for you, or you could use custom removal, which is basically you color tapping the parts that you want to remove, right? Then we have chroma key, which is using color to remove the background. So if you choose the color, like which is color white, if you choose color white to remove, we remove everything that has color white in this frame will be removed. Now you can see that it did. I don't use chroma key because some colors are similar, and as you can see, the wall behind me is entirely white. Everything is white on this wall, but not all the white parts were removed. You can see that this part is darker, is a darker shade of white than here because of my shadow, the shadow of my hand. So if I use the chroma key, it will not entirely remove the background. So I just use the auto remover because CapCut, like I said, is AI integrated, so it knows how to do these things, right? So we move to the next, which is AI remove. It's basically removing something with AI. AI. I don't use all these AI things for now, but you could use them. It's not difficult to use. We have relights. Relights is basically you adding artificial lights into your video, right? You could choose to add lights that is not there in your video. Just choose the light you want to add. I think we're having challenges connecting, but basically it's going to add lights, artificial lights into the video. You could also add like neon, like a party lights kind of to the video. We have opacity. Opacity basically how visible your video is. You want it to be visible, completely visible or less visible. This also applies to the overlay that we add, right? Then we also have motion blur, which basically adds blur to your movements, right? Okay, the relight has been added, right? You can see the motion blur. You can see the relight, it added color, and the reason why I like the relight is that the color is not entire. The color is kind of on the background and it's not on you, depending on how you use it, right? Applying the constituents of cutout here, yeah, sure. So you can see the relight I use. The video is now, this light was not in this video before, but the video now has some kind of bluish, reddish, or yellowish light. So you can see that it's completely different from this one. This one is just there, while this one has the light. Right, so we have lip sync. I don't use that. We have transform, which is basically another kind of cropping, right? Or is mostly about like the position of the video, like is he zoomed in, is he zoomed out, is he up, down, it's basically just the position of the clip in frame, right? The position of the clip in frame. Now, there are so many features here. We have auto reframe. It's basically auto reframe. Stabilizes your shot. Camera tracking is a feature that tracks the movement of whatever you have on screen, right? It makes the camera to follow a subject. For example, let's try to track my hand. It should work. I don't know. I think it's still a work in progress. Try another one. Let me try this one. Camera tracking. Selected object not found. I think it's still a work in progress anyway. It's still a work in progress. So we have extract audio. Obviously, you just tap it. It's going to extract the audio that is in this video, right? You could also click on recover audio, and you recover back the audio that was extracted back into the video, right? So you could isolate voice. Tap on this. It's going to isolate the voices in the video. You could, if you have a video and you have a sound, you have a background music, you have like music playing in the background, and you want to just have your voice and not the music, you can isolate your voice and the music is going to be muted out. It does that automatically. Or you could keep your voice you could or you could remove your voice and leave the music, right? It depends. So you could remove your voice and leave the music, or you could keep your voice and remove the music, right? So we also have audio effects, which is basically all the effects you could add to your voice or to the music. Then we have enhanced voice, which enhances the voice that's, the voice that is in the audio. Let's say you're recording someone speaking and there was some noise in it, you could just enhance the voice and everything is going to be clear, right? Then we have video translator, basically translates the video, language, everything, just translates it to a different language. We have freeze, which basically freezes a frame. Like this frame now, it's a video, but I can choose to just freeze this frame and it's just going to be like a picture, it's like a screenshot, right? You can see that it's not moving anymore. That's how freeze works. So it turns it into a picture. Then we also have reverse. Most of us are familiar with reverse. It just reverses the video from the end to the beginning. It just changes the direction of the video. Instead of left to right, the video is now playing backwards. That's how reverse works. Then we have mask. Mask is basically the ability to replace some parts of the video with something else, or with another video. For example, if I mirror, let me say I use a horizontal mirror, right? If I add an overlay to this particular image, let me add an overlay, add overlay, and I select this to be my overlay. You can see that this video, full screen now. This is an overlay, right? And I mask this overlay. Remember, there's a video behind this overlay. You can see the main video behind it. Now, if I mask this overlay with a circle, you can see that. Sorry, hold on. If I mask this overlay with a circle, you can see that it creates an opening so that the video behind it can show inside that circle, right? So if you play this video now, you will see that there's a video playing behind the video. It can automatically, right? You can see that there's a different video playing now. But this video that's playing now is the video that's at the back. So if you leave this frame, the video is bright, you still have hold on. Okay, this one is the over. Okay, I think I mistook this. I could reverse this overlay, this mask, but anyway, let's increase the size. So this mask is basically the overlay, right? But showing in a circle way because of the mask that I used that I applied on it, right? Let me remove this freeze. So this is basically how you use the CapCut app. We have audio. If you click on audio, you can, I've showed you, obviously you can extract audio. You could add sound. Let's try to add a sound. Let me add this song where I put it here. So when you add the sound, you could tap on the sound, right? Now you can change the volume and you can also add a fade, right? So if you click on this, it's going to fade the audio for you. So you're not going to just get the beat drop immediately. You're going to get kind of an intro video, right? There was like a soft launch into it. You could also add a fade out. That's at the ending of the video. You could also change the audio effect of the audio, enhance voice, isolate voice, and so on and so forth for the audio, right? Now you could also add sound effects. That's sound effects, right? Choose a sound effect you want to add. Let me just add this. Right, so this is like a sound effect you could just add if you're like shooting a skit or something. You could add all those cinematic sound effects. You could also record voiceovers here, right? You could also type and let them convert your text into a voice over, right? So you could also text to audio, something similar to the teleprompter that I use now. And then we have band music and copyright. That's legal for legal terms. Then after that, we have text. Now in text, we have add text, which is you adding text manually. If you want to add text manually, you could use any any text template you want. You could use this text template. It's going to convert text to type in this format. So let me just say bullseye. It's going to appear like this. If I choose to use a different template, bullseye automatically appears in that same template. If I use a different template, and we can go to fonts. We can change to whatever fonts we want to use. You can see we are using the Mozart font. We could use the Arrow font, whatever fonts we want to use. Now we go to style. We could choose the style of our text. We could choose the way your text appears. Go to brand colors. Go to stroke. Go to glow. Just play around with it. Play around with it. You can see we can bend it. We can do many things with it. Now we could also add a word art design to it. Go to animation. I've already explained how animation works in video. In photo, in text, is the same thing. You tap on it, also choose the way the video exits, and you could also choose the way the video is going to the text is going to be behaving in the middle of before it goes out. So you could also have text to speech, delete, so on and so forth. Yeah. So after that, we have effects. I've explained to you video effects and body effects. We have overlay. I've explained overlay. Captions are captions, auto captions that are taken from the video. You have a video where you are saying something, you are talking, and you want to you want to have a caption of what you are saying. You could just use the auto caption. It's going to automatically convert your words into text. Right, you could choose the language you're speaking. You could also choose auto detect. It's going to detect the language for you automatically, and you generate it. Right, so we explain filter, we explain adjust filter, stickers are stickers, obviously. I've explained aspect ratio and background. Background is background, obviously. So you can see at the top right corner we have AI Ultra HD and we have export. Now tap on the AI Ultra HD, you can see that we have multiple features here. You can export these in 1080p. You can increase it to 2K or 4K, but I don't advise that. I preferably use 1080p. I use the recommended frame rates. If you're shooting a cinematic video, 30 FPS is good. If you're shooting a smooth video like a sports activity or a fast movement, something, 60 FPS is good. I use the recommended bitrate. So whatever frame rate you choose, they're going to recommend a bitrate for you. Bitrate is the Mbps. So you select the frame rate and the resolution. They'll give you a bitrate. I use the bitrate like that. You could apply optical flow. Right, you could apply optical flow, which is basically just a smoother flow, a smoother playback. And you could choose to add watermark or not. For those who have Pro, you can choose this. For those who don't have Pro, you do not really have a choice. There will be a watermark on your video, right? So you could also choose to just export this as a GIF, right? As a GIF. Wow, that's a lot. So once you're done, you click export. The video is going to export for you. Okay, I didn't show you guys how to do a cover for. So basically, the cover of your video is basically here at the beside mute clip audio. Beside mute clip audio, you can see cover. You can choose the cover of what you want to be the cover of your video, something you want to use to captivate the audience. So you could use this as the cover of our video. Hold on. You could use this as the cover of our video. Right? Nobody will know that it is not the beginning of the video, it's just the middle of the video. But it is the cover of the video. So I can choose to use this. I can choose to redesign it. I can use AI to redesign it. I can add another text. right? I could add stickers, I could add a photo, right? I could add a photo and maybe blend. Let me see, can I use, okay, remove background, opacity. I'll just do something like, again, just something creative that can captivate people, and I'll save it like this. And this is going to be the intro, called the cover of the video, not the intro, right? So export. We just go and you see the video in your projects, right? You could see the video in your projects. So this is how to use CapCut. So that'll be all, guys. I'll see you in our next class. Bye.